During an operation in the Black Sea, a Ukrainian strike naval drone reached the bay of Novorossiysk, where the remnants of Russia's Black Sea Fleet are based. The drone's detonation killed a group of 5 elite Russian naval reconnaissance divers who attempted to retrieve and examine it, Ukraine's Defense Intelligence HUR reports. During the operation, one of the HUR's strike naval drones penetrated the Novorossiysk Bay, home to Russia's remaining major warships in the Black Sea. Electronic warfare measures caused the drone to lose contact with its control point and drift. After some time, the Russian command ordered the drone to be lifted from the bay for investigation. A team of 5 elite naval reconnaissance divers from the so-called PDSS unit, a highly qualified group equipped with the best gear, whose training involves significant financial and time resources, was sent to carry out the task. While handling the Ukrainian drone, it detonated, killing all 5 elite Russian divers. According to the HUR, there is a sharp dissatisfaction among Russian personnel based in Novorossiysk over the pointless order that led to the loss of an elite team. There is acute dissatisfaction among the personnel of the Russian fleet based in Novorossiysk over the senseless meat grinder orders from their command to retrieve the Ukrainian naval drone, which led to the elimination of an elite group, HUR added. Novorossiysk has become a key port for the Russian Black Sea Fleet after successful Ukrainian strikes on occupied Crimea forced Moscow to pull out much of its naval forces from the peninsula. This incident demonstrates the growing role of maritime drones in modern operations and underscores the high level of threat to the adversary's underwater units in the Black Sea, while highlighting the need for countermeasures and electronic protection in coastal zones. They perform tasks like inspections of ship components and infrastructure, surveillance for security and environmental monitoring, facilitating search and rescue, and enabling crucial logistics for delivering supplies. Drones enhance operations by reducing risks to personnel, cutting costs, and speeding up data acquisition, ushering in a more autonomous, data-driven future for the industry. The use of drones in precision strikes has revolutionized modern warfare by offering a range of advantages over traditional manned aircraft. One of the most significant advantages is the increased accuracy of drone strikes. With advanced targeting systems and guided munitions, drones can deliver precise and effective strikes on targets with exceptional accuracy, reducing the risk of unintended damage to non-combatants and civilian structures. This increased accuracy also improves the overall effectiveness of the strike, achieving military objectives with greater success.
Ukrainian troops have liberated 4 villages and settlements from Russian occupation in eastern Donetsk region, which is the venue of fierce fighting. Video footage showing the combat operation as well as the raising of the Ukrainian flag in one of the villages has been shared in social media. Ukrainian Marines announced full liberation of the settlement of Zelenski in the Novopavlovsk direction. In another operation, fighters of the main intelligence directorate of the Ministry of Defense jointly with the Brotherhood Battalion cleared the village of Iskra from Russians. Earlier, the settlement of Tolstoy in the same direction was liberated. Ukrainian troops also liberated majority of the Tolstoy settlement in Donetsk region. Fighters of the 5th Separate Heavy Mechanized Brigade who seized the village have shared the footage of the combat operation in social media. The aerial footage shows Ukrainian drones relentlessly firing at Russian positions as well as Ukrainian soldiers raising the Ukrainian flag in one of the houses in the village. Thanks to the bravery and professionalism of the infantry units, UAV pilots, and artillery crews of the 5th Separate Heavy Mechanized Brigade, this result was achieved, the Ukrainian army stated in a post on Facebook.
An attempt by Russians to stage PR at the front, in front of cameras, ended in disaster for them. The occupiers who went on the attack under the flags of the USA and Russia in the Zaporizhia region were killed in full force. This was reported by the Z propagandists themselves. The Kremlin media reported that the Russians had launched an attack in a trophy American armored personnel carrier flying the American flag, celebrating the successful negotiations between Trump and Putin in Alaska. However, it all ended with the equipment being destroyed and the crew killed along with the landing party. As it turned out later, there was no American armored vehicle there. Amid the crackle of propaganda videos, a Soviet Gaz-71 went into battle, a tracked tractor mass-produced since 1968. 2 crew members and the occupiers' attack aircraft were burned along with the equipment, as reported by Russian war correspondents themselves. Netizens compare the incident to a farce, to march under the flag of the United States, which Russia calls the enemy, and die under a precise Ukrainian strike, most likely carried out with the help of American intelligence. Ironically, the incident occurred against the backdrop of Zelensky's visit to Trump, which gave the situation a grotesque tone. Russia wanted to hype again, and again became a laughingstock. Right social media users recall footage captured the moment Russian troops rode an American MM-13 personnel carrier they captured from Ukrainian forces on August the 12th. The video was shared by Russian propaganda media just days after US President Donald Trump met Russian President Vladimir Putin in Alaska in what Moscow cast as the end of its international isolation. Andriy Yermak, head of Ukraine's presidential office, condemned the video as the height of insolence. Russians are using the symbols of the United States in their own terrorist aggressive war involving the killing of civilians, Yermak wrote on Telegram. Russian propaganda outlets have increasingly praised Trump as a pragmatic peacekeeper while portraying Ukraine, Europe and the UK as obstructionist. Russian media frequently amplify Trump's past claims that either President Volodymyr Zelensky or former US President Joe Biden provoked Russia's war, a narrative that shifts blame from Moscow.